Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Summer Shred Camp. I am Leah Morrison. I am one of the Soul Unleashed coaches. I am also founder of the Soul Shine Tribe. So welcome. We have an amazing, amazing group of people that have joined us. I think we're at 100 approved, and there's like 106 people still waiting there to get approved by the folks that invited them. So we are so excited to have you here. Happy Mother's Day. And we're just gonna chat right off the bat here about food and prepping for it. So for me, this is something I try to do every single Sunday. I do love to cook. I'll just go ahead and make that disclaimer. But I know that not everybody does. So I just wanted to pop on here and talk a little bit about how you can prep for not just yourself, but also your family, if you have other people in your house, how to cook in a way that you're not, eating your own little portion and everybody else is eating like pizza and lasagna, right? So, hi everybody. I'll do questions and comments and all that stuff after the fact because I get a little distracted if I start like looking below. So if you do have any questions on anything that I'm talking about this morning, please, please, please drop them in the comments and I will absolutely get back to you at the end of this. So I've got my little notes. See, I'm doing here and then I've got YouTube going here. So I wanted to talk first about participation prizes in this group. So if you have not already looked at the very first post, it's an announcement and it says, read this, read all of that and then watch Courtney's video that she did yesterday, her live yesterday. So she talks about the participation prizes and how you can win all kinds of fun stuff throughout the next 6 days. So definitely check that out. Also, Courtney talked about in the files section of this group, there are all kinds of fantastic resources. So make sure you go to that files section, print out your health tracker, and yeah, get the most out of this. I'm really excited. It has been a long time since I've done a free group. And man, there is just so much energy in this one because we have so many people, so many coaches involved. So very fun. Okay, very first thing we're going to talk about. This has to do with nutrition. This has to do with you taking the time out of your day to do something good for yourself. And that is your why. So I want you to either go grab a piece of paper right now or just jot this down. At some point today, I want you to sit down and talk about your why. Why did you say yes to this group? What is gonna push you through to making better food choices, to actually getting up every single day? Maybe it's a little bit earlier to hop in and do a workout, right? What is your why? And I just wanna read really quick. I'm not gonna make this too long, but I do love this story. So this is from one of the challengers, Michael. And he said he's doing this because he's afraid of dying early. Both of his parents died because of their unhealthy choices. And he wants to change his behavior and start making more healthful choices for himself. When his emotions start to overwhelm him, he does not want to reach for food, but learn to reach out to friends and go for a walk. So that's a why, right? It's not just something like, I want to lose 10 pounds, right? That you got to have something deep in your soul as your why. Otherwise, when push comes to shove and the pizza arrives and the donuts are in your face and, it's the end of the day and you haven't done a workout, you've got to have something deeper inside of you that's going to push you past, right? All of those temptations of either bad decisions, not so healthy decisions, or no decisions, like I'm just not going to work out. So everybody, make sure you write down your why. And I want you to look at it, put it somewhere where it's obvious. Refrigerators are usually a good place for that, right? So write it down, post it, look at it, because you've got to have it. Okay, short-term goals. This could be something very simple. This is only a 5-day group, 6 if you count today. But you've got to have some short-term goals that you can stick to for the whole week. And don't try to fix everything all at once, right? We're giving you little snippets of information, but I think a lot of people overwhelm themselves at the beginning of something like this, right? That's why we never do diets. That stuff does not work because you've got to make a habit that you can stick to every single day. So, short-term goals. If you're a soda drinker, for example, say you're drinking like 2 or 3 sodas a day. Well, here's a good goal for you. Go down to 1 soda a day. Do that for a couple days. And then for goodness sakes, get rid of the sodas, right? There are so many unbelievably bad things in sodas, including sugar, even the diet stuff. The diet stuff has so much chemical content. Just don't do it. So that's what I mean by short-term goals. Something little. Water. You're going to take whatever your body weight is. This is everyone. Whatever your body weight is, write it down and be honest. Split that in half. That's how many ounces of water you need to be consuming every single day. And how can you make this easier for yourself? I'll tell you. Right now, on a Sunday, figure out those ounces. So let's say it's 80 ounces of water. Find some containers, go out and buy them if you have to, and fill up as many containers as it takes to get that 80-ounce mark. Maybe it's a couple pitchers, okay? Put those in your fridge. Put some, I thought I had a lemon here. That's what I'm reaching for. Probably not apple, maybe apple, I don't know. But put some lemon, put some stuff in it to make it a little bit more exciting. I personally slice up lemons and put them in the old school ice cube trays. And then when I'm ready for ice, I've got some nice little lemon flavored ice, okay? But do that. That is a great thing that you can do. Is your goal for the next 6 days is to get half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day, minimum. If you want to go over, you can go over, but minimum. This is going to help with cravings as well. So a lot of times, I'm sure you've heard this, but a lot of times when we're dehydrated, it masks itself as hunger, right? We're like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. When really, you just need to drink a big old glass of water. All right. I've had my pre-workout drink. I'm all excited. Okay, so we've got your why, your short-term goals, and then another thing I'm going to ask for you to do this week, and we're going to talk about it in the food prep, but smaller meals more frequently. So when you go out to eat, that's a wonderful example of skewed portion sizes. Even salads. People think they go to a restaurant and they're like, oh, it's okay, I'm ordering a salad. And this ginormous trough of meat and eggs and cheese and, all this stuff comes out. That's too much. Your stomach doesn't need that much food. So smaller portions more regularly so that you're not getting these massive spikes in your blood sugar levels throughout the day. That's going to help with so much, including mental clarity. Do you ever go on a diet and you're like, ooh, you're all spacey. You're like, where's my pen? Well, that's because your blood sugar levels are all messed up inside of you. We need that consistent burn throughout the day. All right, so that's that. Cravings, talked a little bit about it. Water is often a thing. But the other thing about cravings is, like, I'm a salty person. Not really. But I love salty. Like salt and vinegar, forget it. Like, that's my jam. Watch out. I'm going to take down that bag of chips. But when I won't take down that bag of chips, when I get that craving, is if they're not around. So when you're shopping, and this goes back to the family thing, when you're shopping today, don't buy what you don't want to eat. If you know that you have a terrible 10 o'clock at night ice cream thing, don't buy the ice cream. Like, are you going to run to the store at 10 o'clock and get yourself some ice cream? Maybe, but you're less likely to consume it if it's not there. Okay. So just don't buy it. Yeah, that's it. That's tough love. Just don't buy it. Never leave the house without a meal. Never. So you may think you're just running out to drop the kids off somewhere or doing an errand or this or that. you know how life goes. Suddenly, you're gone from the house for like 4 hours or wherever, work, you know. So the longer you're going to be away from the house, the more meals you need to take with you in advance. All right? Okay. I think that was it. That was like my hard stuff. Now we're just going to talk about what I do every single week on a Sunday food prep. So I'm not necessarily going to tell you to prep 7 meals today for the rest of the week. I just wanted to share with you my Sunday like absolutes. Like this is what I do. It's not for the whole week, but it definitely is going to set me up for success. One thing I forgot to get this morning when I went to the grocery store was eggs. So you're not going to see that in here, but I always have eggs on hand. I hard boil a few, like a half a dozen. Actually, yeah, about a half a dozen because my kids eat them too. And put those in the fridge for the week. So eggs you're not going to see, but they are a staple. So I'm going to turn this bad boy around. Oh, and I don't know what I do with this whole YouTube thing that I've also got going on here, but I'll go ahead and take YouTube over to my kitchen. Okay, turning it around. All right, so here's my staples. Ground turkey, great thing to have in your kitchen. What I'm going to do with this in particular is I'm going to make a healthy breakfast sausage for the week. The only thing weird about that recipe I will share with you is you do want some juniper berries. So juniper berries and 100% maple syrup, and I will drop this recipe in the comments below. But those 2 ingredients really make it a breakfast sausage. So ground turkey is a must. Now I am a pico girl. I forgot to add my onion. There's also red onion in here. Boop. So this goes on like everything. This goes on eggs. This will go on wraps. This will go in sandwiches. So I'm literally going to chop all this stuff up, add some salt and pepper, and put it in a bowl and stink up my fridge, but it'll be delicious and ready for me when I'm ready. And the whole family eats this stuff. So I get this question all the time. I'm going to turn back around. It's weird. Okay, I get this question all the time. What about my family? How do I cook for my family? Your family should be eating the same stuff as you. Why do we serve our kids chicken fingers and pizza, and yet we're eating boiled chicken and vegetables, which I don't eat boiled chicken. That's disgusting. I love food. I'm a foodie. If it doesn't taste good, I'm not going to eat it. But honestly, if you have children and you're serving them a completely separate meal, you're setting them up for the rest of their life, right? Right now is when they're getting their taste buds and they're like, yeah, this is what I love. So why don't you put in front of them what you're putting in front of you? Okay, that's my preach about that. Okay, what else we got? Oh, so I don't buy a lot of packaged stuff. I try not to. This is a good one for breakfast. So this is a creamy coconut gluten-free oatmeal. And I want to talk just briefly about labels. So look here on the back, and what I really want you guys to focus on this week is where it says sugars. So this has 1 gram of sugar. Awesome. You're going to promise me you are not going to purchase anything today that, if it has a label, shows over 8 grams of sugar. Just don't purchase it. And you are going to be shocked. Like I picked up, I don't know, some kind of bar the other day. It was free. They sent it into my yoga studio. I think it was a Luna bar. No, it was something else. Anyway, I looked at that bad boy. It had 16 grams of sugar. That is way too much for one little bar. That's too much for your day. So no more than 8 grams of sugar. All right. Turning you back around. What else? Coffee, because I'm no fool. And then vegetables. So this is not everything, right? This is literally my store trip today. So, and I've got our lettuce already in the refrigerator, but stuff that's easy. Like my kids love in their lunches sliced cucumber with a little bit of salt on it. Same thing with peppers. And I often make homemade hummus every day too, or every Sunday as well. So in their lunches, I'll put, I'll slice up some peppers, some cucumbers, little chunks of cauliflower, and some hummus. It's a great snack. I did post earlier the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. If you aren't familiar with that, there's a watch group that checks pesticide levels on your fruits and vegetables. And they put out a report about every, I check it every like 3 or 4 months is usually what it changes, how it changes. But the Dirty Dozen, you'll see a list of that. Those are the things that you need to prioritize as organic, meaning that they are either more susceptible to some of the pesticides, or what they are allowing to be put on those non-organic vegetables is nasty business. And there's some surprising ones on there. Like I was reading it to my mom the other day and she was like, potatoes? Like I would have never thought. But potatoes are in the ground, right? And they're taking in a lot of what is in the soil. So if you've got a lot of nasty pesticides and herbicides, they're taking that in and then you're consuming it. So check out that list and try to shop on that Dirty Dozen, at least for those, it's dozen, but there's actually 13 items on there with the hot peppers, but try to prioritize those as organic. And then the Clean 15, again, those are less susceptible to the pesticides and things like that. So turn your back around. Hopefully you're not getting dizzy from all this like switching back and forth. Okay, what else? Baby spinach. I live on this stuff. Like this is so easy to add to smoothies. Put a handful of that, chop it up, put it in my eggs in the morning. This is a great way to get your vegetables, and then blueberries and apples. Again, I bought both of these organic because they are on that Dirty Dozen list. So yeah, this is kind of a everyday thing. I'm gonna turn YouTube around again. There we go. Okay, and then if you're in my Soul Shine tribe, you're sick and tired of hearing about this, but it's so easy that I do it every single week. Chicken breasts and a jar of verde salsa in the crock pot for 5 to 6 hours. That's it. I mean, it's so simple. It's an awesome source of protein that I have on hand, and I shred it, by the way. Just take 2 forks, shred it up. And it's an awesome source of protein to add, again, to wraps, to sandwiches, to, stir fry it up with some veggies. Like, it's so easy to have that ready to go. I do have a vegetarian in the house, so what I do for her is I usually do some baked tofu every Sunday, and just, again, have it on hand so that she's not coming home reaching for the box of mac and cheese and sitting down to a bunch of sodium and a bunch of carbohydrates and, not so great source of food. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see, do I have anything else? No, I am just super excited that you guys have decided to join us. If you do have any friends or family that would benefit from this group, please have them request us. Have a wonderful day. Drop your questions below. Thanks so much. I'm trying to set up the dual lives here.